Michael Schumacher, /? M? K? R/ German, M? ssa? E? L ? Max? Listen, born January 3, 1969 1, is a retired German racing driver who competed in Formula One for Jordan Grand Prix, Benetton, Ferrari, where he spent most of his career, and Mercedes. Schumacher is widely regarded as one of the greatest Formula One drivers ever, 2 3 4 5, and is regarded by some who as the greatest of all time. 6 7 8, his haul of 7 World Drivers' Championship titles is an all-time record, tied with Lewis Hamilton, while he holds the records for the most fastest laps, 77, and jointly the most races won in a single season, 13. 9. He was also noted throughout his career for pushing his car to the very limit for sustained periods and a pioneering fitness regimen. 10-11. After success in karting as a child, Schumacher won titles in Formula König and Formula 3 before joining Mercedes in the World Sportscar Championship. In 1991, his Mercedes-funded race debut for the Jordan Formula One team resulted in Schumacher being signed by Benetton for the rest of that season. He finished third in 1992 and fourth in 1993, before becoming the first German World Drivers' Champion in 1994 by 1 point over Damon Hill, albeit in controversial circumstances. In 1995 he repeated the success, this time with a greater margin. In 1996 Schumacher moved to Ferrari, who had last won the Drivers' Championship in 1979, and helped them transform into the most successful team in Formula One history, as he came close to winning the 1997 and 1998 titles, before breaking his leg at the 1999 British Grand Prix, ending another title run. Schumacher won 5 consecutive drivers' titles from 2000 to 2004, including an unprecedented 6th and 7th title. In 2002, Schumacher won the title with a record 6 races remaining and finished on the podium in every race. In 2004, Schumacher won 12 out of the first 13 races, and went on to win a record 13 times as he won his final title. Schumacher retired from Formula One in 2006, after finishing runner-up to Renault's Fernando Alonso. 12. Schumacher returned to Formula One in 2010 with Mercedes. He produced the fastest qualifying time at the 2012 Monaco Grand Prix, and achieved his only podium on his return at the 2012 European Grand Prix, where he finished third. In October 2012 Schumacher announced he would retire for a second time at the end of the season. 13. His career was at times controversial, as he was twice involved in collisions in the final race of a season that determined the outcome of the World Championship, with Damon Hill in 1994 in Adelaide, and with Jacques Villeneuve in 1997 in Jerez. 14. Schumacher is an ambassador for UNESCO and has been involved in numerous humanitarian efforts throughout his life, donating tens of millions of dollars to charity. 15. Schumacher and his younger brother, Ralph, are the only siblings to win races in Formula One, and they were the first brothers to finish first and second in the same race, a feat they repeated in 4 subsequent races. In December 2013, Schumacher suffered a severe brain injury in a skiing accident. He was placed in a medically induced coma until June 2014. He left hospital in Grenoble for further rehabilitation at the University Hospital of Lausanne, 16, before being relocated to his home to receive medical treatment and rehabilitation privately in September 2014. 17. Schumacher was born in Hurt, North Rhine-Westphalia, to Rolf Schumacher, a bricklayer, 18, and his wife Elizabeth. When Schumacher was 4, his father modified his pedal cart by adding a small motorcycle engine. When Schumacher crashed it into a lamp post in Kerpen, his parents took him to the karting track at Kerpen-Horum, where he became the youngest member of the karting club. His father soon built him a kart from discarded parts, and at the age of 6 Schumacher won his first club championship. To support his son's racing, Rolf Schumacher took on a second job renting and repairing karts, while his wife worked at the track's canteen. Nevertheless, when Michael needed a new engine costing 800 DM, his parents were unable to afford it, he was able to continue racing with support from local businessmen. 19. Regulations in Germany require a driver to be at least 14 years old to obtain a kart license. To get around this, Schumacher obtained a license in Luxembourg at the age of 12. 20. In 1983, he obtained his German license, a year after he won the German Junior Kart Championship. From 1984 on, Schumacher won many German and European kart championships. He joined Eurokart dealer Adolf Neubert in 1985, and by 1987 he was the German and European kart champion. Then he quit school and began working as a mechanic. In 1988 he made his first step into single-seat car racing by participating in the German Formula Ford and Formula König series, winning the latter. 21. In 1989, Schumacher signed with Willy Weber's WTS Formula 3 team. Funded by Weber, he competed in the German Formula 3 series, winning the title in 1990. 20. He also won the Macau Grand Prix in 1990 under controversial circumstances. He placed second behind Mika Häkkinen in the first heat, 3 seconds behind. At the start of the second heat, he overtook Häkkinen, who only had to finish within 3 seconds of Schumacher to clinch the overall win. In the closing laps, Schumacher made a mistake, allowing Häkkinen to attempt to overtake. Schumacher blocked his competitor, who crashed into the back of his car. While Häkkinen spun and lost time, Schumacher cruised to victory without a rear wing. 22. At the end of 1990, along with his Formula 3 rivals Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Karl Wendlinger, he joined the Mercedes Junior Racing program in the World Sports Prototype Championship. This was unusual for a young driver. Most of Schumacher's contemporaries would compete in Formula 3000 on the way to Formula 1. However, Weber advised Schumacher that being exposed to professional press conferences and driving powerful cars in long-distance races would help his career. 20. In the 1990 World Sportscar Championship season, Schumacher won the season finale at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in a Sauber Mercedes C11, and finished 5th in the Drivers' Championship despite only driving in 3 of the 9 races. He continued with the team in the 1991 World Sportscar Championship season, winning again at the final race of the season at Autopolis in Japan with a Sauber Mercedes-Benz C291, leading to a 9th place finish in the Drivers' Championship. He also competed at Le Mans during that season, finishing 5th in a car shared with Karl Wendlinger and Fritz Kreutzpointner. In 1991, he competed in 1 race in the Japanese Formula 3000 Championship, finishing 2nd. 21. Schumacher was noted throughout his career for his ability to produce fast laps at crucial moments in a race and to push his car to the very limit for sustained periods. 10. He was also noted for his pioneering fitness regime and ability to galvanize teams around him. 411. Motorsport author Christopher Hilton observed in 2003 that a measure of a driver's capabilities is his performance in wet races, because the most delicate car control and sensitivity are needed, and noted that like other great drivers, Schumacher's record in wet conditions shows very few mistakes. Up to the end of the 2003 season, Schumacher won 17 of the 30 races in wet conditions he contested. 23. Some of Schumacher's best performances occurred in such conditions, earning him the nicknames Regenkönig, Rain King 24, or Regenmeister, Rain Master, 1025, even in the non-German language media. He is known as the Red Baron, because of his red Ferrari and in reference to the German Manfred von Richthofen, the famous flying ace of World War I. Schumacher's nicknames include Schumi, 26, Schuy, 27, and Schu, 28. Schumacher is often credited with popularizing Formula 1 in Germany, where it was formerly considered a fringe sport. 29. When Schumacher retired in 2006, 3 of the top 10 drivers were German, more than any other nationality and more than have ever been present in Formula 1 history. Younger German drivers, such as Sebastian Vettel, felt Schumacher was key in their becoming Formula 1 drivers. 30. In the latter part of his Formula 1 career, and as one of the senior drivers, Schumacher was the president of the Grand Prix Drivers Association. 31. In a 2006 FIA survey, Michael Schumacher was voted the most popular driver of the season among Formula 1 fans. 32.